Hey, what's up? This is Big Grime. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about what's a good beginner synthesizer. Let's say you don't have any synthesizers, you never had one before, you don't know much about it. What's a great beginner synthesizer? I've seen in forums, people asking, particularly under $300, what's a great choice? You could say the Korg Volcas or something like, let's say, the Moog Workstack could be a good choice for someone new coming in under $300. Why even go with a hardware synthesizer? Just go with a VST software. For me, there's a reason why I would not recommend VSTs or software if you're just a new person really interested into synthesizers, because having physical knobs and seeing everything where everything is makes it easier to learn. Sure, you could find a software VST that has knobs on them, but I guess it's just something to say about something physical when you actually touch something and it connects to your mind when you're dealing with synthesizers. So, I mean, for me, I would always recommend a hardware, something that you can feel and touch. You just turn it on and it works. You don't have to load up a operating system, then you have to turn on the plug-in. Like, this is something that's just, you turn it on, you press a button and it works. I would recommend a synthesizer that has no menus. No menus where you have to go press a menu button and then go to another part with a screen. Like, find a synthesizer that you turn this knob, is always that. This is always the frequency knob. This is always an octave knob. Not if I hold shift and do this, it does something else. Because once you start doing that, it gets confusing. So avoid synthesizers that has modulation matrix. Basically, you can turn a knob to control anything or different parameters on the synthesizer. And you can take, okay, let's say I want this one knob to control the frequency of oscillator 1. But if I flick the switch, it will control the frequency of oscillator 2. Like, you can have a lot of selections, and a lot of times, like in this synthesizer, you have 3 knobs, and you can make it, these knobs control different things based on how you have it switched on. And that can be complicated for someone who's just starting off. I just really would just recommend someone to pick a synthesizer, no menus. When you see the knob, it is what it is. It always does this one thing. And that way you can learn how synthesizer works. Now, sure, you can find cheap Casio or Yamaha keyboards that have piano strings and all these different sounds. Avoid those too, because those are not really synthesizers. When I say synthesizers, and most people, when they say synthesizers, they mean you have an oscillator sound, you have filters, you have a way to shape the sound, not just a piano sound that you can't alter. A lot of times those keyboards, you can't alter the sound. It is what it is. So with a synthesizer, you can kind of create your own sounds. Find an analog synthesizer over a digital one. First of all, it's going to be very hard to find a digital synthesizer that's knob per function. So off the gate, I would say search for an analog synthesizer. Plus, it sounds great. As I said earlier in the video, there are a few synthesizers that I could recommend, but I'm going to show you one that I have in the studio. And then I may show you another one that's a little over 300, but close enough that you may want to look at that too. So the first one is the Behringer Wasp. You can usually find these for like $200, $225. I actually got mine at a steal. It was during Black Friday. They had it for $125, and I got it off of reverb.com. They also had like a $5 coupon or something that I found. So including the shipping, it came out to $125 shipped. So that was an awesome deal. Probably not gonna find that again, but you can definitely find them for like $200, $225. Now it's gonna require for you to have a MIDI keyboard. And I've seen MIDI keyboards on like Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist for $25 and $50. So I would say this is a good bet that you can get for under $300. The thing about it, which right now I'm controlling it with the Moog Matriarch, but you don't have to have anything like that. You can just get a cheap MIDI keyboard to press notes. See, here's the filter. And you do have a selection of filters. You're using this knob right here. As you can see, it's very simple. I mean, if I want to change the character of the sound, I can use the attack. So there's no menus to go to when I'm ready to use it. Let's say I turn it off. I just hit the power button and it's ready. And the thing about it is, even when I turn it off, the settings are still the same because you physically have to turn the knobs, where with a digital, if you turn it off and turn it back on, then whatever you are working on may disappear if you have to save it and all that. But again, this is just for a beginner. You want something that you turn it on, it works, and it does what you see here. I figure I'll show you another one that I have in the studio, which is the Behringer MS-1. This is you usually can find these about $350. So it is a little bit more than the Behringer Wasp, but you might find a local deal for $300. That way you have the keyboard and everything with it. This is also like a knob per function. You don't have to go any menu diving or anything like that. And this does have more features than the Behringer Wasp. Like it has an arpeggiator. So it's pretty cool. So if you can swing it, then I would probably recommend the Behringer MS-1. But if you truly want to stay as low as possible and still have like a professional synthesizer, because these are professional synthesizers, they sound great. You're never gonna say, it's like if you buy like the cheap Casio keyboards, they sell cheap, and it's cool if you're just practicing on getting to know how to play, but at some point you're gonna want to upgrade. You could keep this and this is always gonna sound good. This is a professional synthesizer, same with the Wasp. So that's the reason why I recommend them. They're straightforward and they sound great. I recorded a beat making video just using the Behringer Wasp for the drums and all the sounds, just so you can hear what it sounds like and what it can do. Check me out.